everyone, and welcome to the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and I have the honor of hosting the show every week and bringing resources and guests on and additional important information. Today, I have information that I'm going to go over about Medicare. Really, really important information. I feel like our healthcare is in a crisis right now. But before I get into that, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank some of the people that are responsible for this show going on every single week. And one of those people is my technician, Francisco, who volunteers his time to make sure that we broadcast to the greater Bridgeport area this information. And then, there's John, and there's Boomy, and there's Ricky, and last but not least, David Goodman himself, who, is not here anymore, RIP David, who set up this platform so that we can bring information to the greater Bridgeport area. So I like to always keep in mind, those, that, put this together for us. And then I have a very important announcement I'd like to make. So I would like to announce that the Southern Connecticut Black Chamber of Commerce will be having their 17th annual awards and celebration gala at the Trumbull Marriott on Saturday, December 13th from 6 to 10 p.m. You can get information if you need further information on that. You can call 855-722-2293. Please come out and support if you can. I am also proud to announce that I am going to be one of the honorees. I have been awarded Business of the Year through Flagship Financial Partners, and then we also have another woman-owned business, and I'd like to congratulate Kebra LaShawn Smith Bolden. She is going to be the Woman-Owned Business of the Year. And then there's a Supplier of the Year, Rupert Denio and June Stapleton. And we have a Small Business Advocate, which is Carmen Nieves, our one and only. I just read this for the first time. I get excited when I see her because she's an exciting person and a tremendous community leader. And then we have the Community Impact Award by Rosetta D. Washington, who will be receiving that. So please, if you know any of these people, or even if you don't, just come out and support us. I would really, really appreciate that. Or if you can always send your support in other ways. There's, we're going to be doing an ad to advertise different businesses and information that's coming out. So that was my big announcement. The 17th annual, the Southern Connecticut Black Chamber of Commerce is bridging the gap with their 17th annual awards and celebration gala down, and we're going to do it up big. We're going to party. We're going to have music, food, networking, and karaoke. We're going to have a good old time. So whether you know anybody or not, come on down. We'll have a great time and be a nice Christmas celebration, especially for those of you like myself who don't go out New Year's Eve anymore. I haven't gone out New Year's Eve since COVID. That's been like 5 years, and I really, really miss it because a lot of places have just shut down. And, there's a lot of things going on. Sometimes people don't want to drive. There's a lot of reasons that people don't go out anymore on New Year's Eve. And then it's really, really expensive for some of us with, with the prices, with the economy and the prices going up and all these tariffs on coffee and all of our other products. Maybe couldn't afford to, spend $400 or $500 on one night. That's a lot of money. So this way you come down and just consider this your New Year's Eve party because we're going to be doing it up big. So once again, that is Saturday, December 13th at the Trumbull Marriott from 6 to 10 p.m. Come on down. Thank you very much. So then I just want to mention also, I just had a fantastic podcast with Mr. Charles Scott Jr., who he had to run off and meet someone, so he could not do this show. But we did. He really opened my eyes to real estate. So for first-time home buyers, I would like to announce that they have a program, or I should say a grant called Time to Own. You get a $25,000 grant. This is for Connecticut residents only. You have to have lived in Connecticut 3 years, and then you could apply for this. And you would have to apply with one of the qualifying banks, which I know M&T is one and Webster is another. And then you must stay in that house for 10 years. With the mortgage rates and everything, I would say that's pretty easy. So there is free money out there. This is not a $25,000 loan. This is a $25,000 grant. It's free money, okay? And this fund, there's still over $26 million left in this fund. So if you're a first-time homeowner, even if you have credit issues, student loans, because the interest rate on student loans is just ridiculous. It seems like most of us will never pay them off until we're almost a senior. And we need to do something about that, but that's a whole nother topic. Anyway, regardless of your credit, the very first step to securing this grant is to see if you qualify for a mortgage. And I always thought when you were buying a house, you would go see the realtor first. Nope, he's not first, he's second. The first thing you want to do is go to a bank. We just have a new M&T Bank that opened on the east end of Bridgeport. They're right on Central Avenue. There's a Central Avenue entrance, and I do believe there's a Stratford Avenue entrance, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I know it's on Central Avenue because I go from the library to M&T Bank. So we have a brand new branch on the east end of Bridgeport. We have not had a bank on the east end of Bridgeport for decades. So we wanted this, we asked for it, and now we need to show support. If you're on the east end of Bridgeport or wherever you are, you want to walk into the bank, open some accounts, inquire about some loans, secure some CDs, whatever banking it is that you need to do. But for the real estate portion, for the home buying portion, you need to see if you qualify. And I know that M&T is one of the banks and Webster is another one of the banks. And like I said before, the grant is called Time to Own. It's a $25,000 grant. You don't have to pay it back as long as you stay in the house 10 years, okay? And you have to live in Connecticut for at least 3 years. And so go down, see if you're, because the rents are getting ridiculous. I mean, rents are so high, you might as well be buying a house. And I feel like one of the problems you might have in buying a house is inventory. There's probably not enough for everyone who wants to buy them. But if you want to buy one, go and see if you qualify for a mortgage. Then once you do that, go and see a realtor. You can go and talk to Charles Scott Jr. from Tri-State Realty. They've been in the city of Bridgeport for a number of years. Their brand is well known. Their father's picture was on the city buses, so I'm sure everybody knows who they are. And then they have signs all over the place. So according to the podcast that we just done, they do a confidential needs analysis. And what that consists of is they just, once you secure, find out you're qualified for a mortgage, then they sit you down and they ask you questions, and based on your answers, they try to find a solution, make a recommendation. Are you looking to buy a 2-family or a 1-family? Do you have children? You want to live in a city or, out of town or just whatever. So they cover the entire state of Connecticut, but primarily the greater Bridgeport area because this is the area that they serve. So yeah, it was a really good podcast. I learned a lot myself. I am a homeowner, but I never really shopped for a home. I just kind of brought it for my brother, and that was it. He was like, I'll sell it to you. I was like, okay, and that was it. But there are a lot of steps to it that I learned. And there's a lot of help out there for people that are looking to buy a home. And then, we talked about buying versus renting. So buying a home, yeah, you may think the interest rates are too high right now. I don't know what they are, 6-7%. Whatever they are, we're in the 21st century. There's inflation. They may not go down. So don't wait for, the mortgage rates to go down. If you qualify for a house and you find a house to buy, the best time to buy a house is right now. And then if the interest rates go down, you can always refinance. That's exactly what I did because I bought my house in the 80s and interest rates were ridiculous, to say the least. And so when they went down to something reasonable that I could, deal with or that I wanted, then I refinanced. So if you can get a home now, it's a great investment. It's probably going to be your biggest investment. So you want to make sure that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you have enough money to buy it and enough money to maintain it and that you qualify for it and that you insure yourself. There's lots of steps. You always want to have mortgage insurance or term insurance. I like term insurance because I'm an insurance agent, and term insurance works whether you pass away in any capacity, then you get paid, your beneficiaries get paid. So another thing that Tri-State Realty is doing, they do an annual toy giveaway. I got to make sure I don't say toy drive because I kept saying that before. They have an annual toy giveaway about a week before Christmas. And all the information is on my podcast. Just look up Vanita's podcast. It's me and Charles Scott. There's a phone number, which I don't have with me right now. There's here we go. Tri-State Realty. I don't think this is a phone number that he gave out. And I don't want to give out his personal cell number. So just look up Tri-State Realty. It's you could just Google it and get the phone number. They're in Bridgeport, and you could just contact them. They're collecting all new toys, and they're giving away all new toys. And they do this on the east end of Bridgeport, like a week before Christmas. So that's another thing that they do to give back to their community. They're also involved with, real estate, with teaching others about the entrepreneurship of real estate education. So please take look them up and give them a call if you're interested in becoming a realtor. You might be, you might not be, you don't know. It's a great career. You can, it's very lucrative. And sometimes it's very unpredictable, kind of like my business, like insurance. So anyway, I just wanted to make that announcement as well. And now on to Medicare Advantage plans. Oh boy, have I got a lot to say about that. This AEP, and AEP stands for Annual Enrollment Period, between October 15th and December 7th. Anyone on a Medicare Advantage plan or a drug plan, this is your opportunity to switch plans or to get a new one or whatever it is that you want to do. And normally in the past, if you were on a Medicare Advantage plan and you said, okay, I'm not going to do anything, normally what happened in the past is that plan would just roll over into the next year and you would be on the same plan. Well, guess what? That's not going to happen for everybody. That will happen for some plans, but it will not happen for some of you, and I will give you the plan name because it's important. If what's going to happen, instead of this plan rolling over into the next year, you have to make a change before December 7th. If you do not make a change, the plan will be discontinued. You're going to revert back to your Medicare Part A and B, and you're not going to have a drug plan, you're not going to have a supplement, and you're going to have to pay 20% of all of your outpatient care. Not $20 copay when you go to the doctor, but 20%. So if you go to the doctor for the flu and that bill comes to $1,000, you will have to pay $200, not $20. So that plan, one of those plans, and I'm an agent for United Healthcare, Aetna, and Anthem. So the plan that I'm specifically talking about, it is your United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare, and is the plan CT-0005. It's a PPO. They sent out letters stating that that particular plan will be discontinued. And I repeat, it will be discontinued. It will not be replaced with anything. It is imperative that you make a change before December 7th. And the letter, I think I have it here, reads that, okay, so that's not it. It just says that it's going to discontinue. The plan will be discontinued. I should have had it here. I apologize. The plan will be discontinued, and you will no longer have a plan. It will explain exactly what's going to happen. That you must make a change. So you know what I've been doing for some of my clients that have this plan. That I wasn't able to reach, so I try to go out and at least talk to each one, or email them or call, or visit them, especially the elderly clients that I have with language barriers. I got to go and sit with them and make sure that they understand the importance of this, and make sure that they switch their plan. And I make sure that they call me and let me know that they switched their plan. So if you're on the United Healthcare CT-0005 PPO plan, which will be discontinued as of December 31st, one of the plans that I recommend is that the United Healthcare plan CT-0003, which is a HMO. Huge difference between HMO and PPO. The HMOs, you have to get a referral from your primary care doctor every time you need to go to a specialist. Or if you know you're going to see that specialist more than once, perhaps they can give you a referral for the year for you to see that specialist. If you do not get a referral from your primary care doctor, you will be responsible for the entire bill. So it is so important that you get a referral from your primary care doctor to go to a specialist, and to make sure that that specialist is in the network. Once you get that referral, that doctor's name from the referral from the doctor, and you get his name, flip your U card over, call United Healthcare, and make sure that they are in the network. It only takes a minute, and you'll have plenty of time to do it, because you would have to schedule an appointment with them. So I recommend this plan, this HMO plan 0003, because the doctors that you have with United Healthcare, they're already in the network, unless they opted out for 2026, and that's something you can check too. It has a 0 premium medical deductible. It has a 0 premium copay for all your primary care visits. It has a 0 premium copay for all of your preventative care, and it has a 0 premium medical deductible. Remember that. I'm going to say that again, a 0 premium medical deductible. That's so important. If you look at the medical deductible on a lot of these plans, they are $1,000, $1,500, $1,700. What that means is that if you go for an MRI or a CT scan in the hospital, that means if there's a medical deductible, you're going to have to pay that medical deductible first. Then you pay the copay for the MRI, which is $150. So that will cost you, if there was a medical deductible of $1,500, you'd have to pay $1,600, $1,650 that you get just to get your MRI. On this plan, there is no medical deductible, so you only need to pay the copay for the MRI. This is why I recommended it, because of the zero premium, the zero medical deductible, the zero copay to see all your primary care visits, to cover all your primary care visits, and the zero premium for all of your preventative care. Everything else has a fixed copay. Yes, the specialist copays, I think they went up $10. Don't quote me on this, but what I would recommend that you do is call United Healthcare telesales number. That number is 800-547-5514 as soon as possible, or before December 7th if you have the CT005, and tell them you'd like to switch to this plan, make it effective January 1st, and make sure you get a confirmation number. Actually, the confirmation number will be your Medicare number, but within 2 weeks you should get a welcome package, a copy of the enrollment, and your brand new U card and all of that. It is just so important that if you're on the United Healthcare plan CT0005, you need to switch it before December 7th. And I know I sound like a broken record because I said that like 5 times, but I can't say it enough. It is the consequences that you would suffer if you don't make this change will be huge. It's going to cost you a fortune. And if you can't afford to pay your bills, your doctor bills, you're going to end up at the emergency room because they have to stabilize you if there's, any medical conditions and you can't go to your doctor. So please, please take advantage of that. If you don't like that plan after, you try it for January, February, and say, for example, your doctor's not in it or whatever goes wrong, you have options at that point. You have until you have a new enrollment period. It's called OEP. That's the open enrollment period. That period is from January 1st to March 31st for everyone who has a Medicare Advantage plan. You can only switch from Medicare Advantage to Medicare Advantage. So let's just say, for example, you enroll on this plan and you find out in January your doctor just opted out of this plan. That gives you the opportunity, that 3-month window gives you the opportunity to switch to another Medicare Advantage plan with maybe Anthem or Aetna or whomever, or a different United Healthcare plan. So you have options. If you don't do anything else, make sure you switch this plan before December 7th. If you don't switch your plan by December 7th, you're going to be all out of options. You will not be able to get another Medicare Advantage plan until the following October. You won't be able to select another Medicare Advantage plan until the following October, which is October 2026. And then whatever plan you select between October 15th and December 7th and 26th will not be effective until January of 27, okay? So, I mean, I know I keep dwelling on this. If you have any questions, or if you're confused, or any concerns, or if you know anyone that's on Medicare Advantage and like your mom or your grandmother or your dad or your granddad and you're just not sure, take a look at their identification card. If you don't know what you're looking at, you can call me, call the number on the screen. There's no fee. I'll come to your house, sit at your kitchen table, and go over all of the details with you, or I'll answer any questions you have over the phone. You have all my information right here on the screen. You have my email address, VanitaLambert@yahoo.com, or VLambert@AmericanSeniorBenefits.com. Or like I said, you can text me or you can call me at 203-687-2778, okay? It is just so important that you share this information. And this is for the state of Connecticut. I know that this is going out nationally on YouTube, but the plan I'm talking about is the United Healthcare Plan CT for Connecticut -0005. It is a PPO. It will be discontinued as of December 31st. You must make a change to another Medicare Advantage plan by December 7th at the very latest. But don't wait until then. Do it as soon as possible. Get your new card, get everything, and so you're all set. And healthcare, we're in a crisis with our healthcare right now. We don't know what's going to happen with the cost of it, but at least if you do this, you could ensure that you will have a plan for 2026. And I will help you any way that I can. I advocate for seniors, and I just cannot bear. I personally don't like the way this is being done, because there's a lot of people out there that may not have an agent or that may not see this show and may be on this plan and just assume everything and maybe miss their letter in the mail, or maybe they moved and didn't get the letter and just assume that, okay, I've been on this plan for the past, I don't know how many years. I won't do anything. It'll just roll over into the new plan. That's not going to happen. So everybody, I'm asking everybody out there to do your job, to advocate for seniors, to work together as a community. Check with your mom, your grandma, your dad, your granddad, your neighbors, an elderly family and friends, and make sure that they have a good Medicare Advantage plan for 2026. If you're not sure, you can call me or you can call United Healthcare. They will let you know what to do, okay? So that's my message for today. And I'm going to be out hitting the pavement, trying to get this, seeing a bunch of clients and making sure that they switch their plan over. So I want to thank you very much for joining me this evening, I should say, or today. And may you all have a blessed day. Thank you very much.